Hello, friends. 776 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. My channel, that is KK Educates, is still under suspension, and therefore, making this video to be broadcasted via other channel, which you may not be able to see because you may not get this. Well, what is happening in the southern war zone? In Kherson, the Russian army said to have advanced little bit on Krinky bridgehead, and now instead of 50% hold 55%. However, this remains the rest of it. Under Ukrainian forces, no changes in Antonovsky bridge. On Zaporizhia front towards Rabatino, fight for the center is continuing where Russians hold only 20%. And they have advanced little bit between Rabotino and Verbov direction, almost 200 meters. As far as Rimivki salient is concerned, fight west of Staromayorsky is continuing since some time now. However, no changes. In rest of Rimivki salient, no changes. Coming to east on Marinka front towards Novomikhailivka, Russians have made approximately 100 meters and thus hold almost 75% of the city, while in north of it towards Mashinostroitel, they have made some gains and now hold 45%. Pobeda, no changes, where Ukrainians hold only 10%, while west of Marinka, that is Zarzivka, no changes, and similar the situation north of it, that is towards Krasnogorovka. Of Divka front towards south of it in Nevelsky, no changes. Pervomaiske, where the Russians were holding 85%, have been able to totally overtake it and under its own control now, and clearance is going on. They have also made gains little bit towards Netailov. Russians have also advanced little bit towards west of Vodyanoe, which it had taken over few weeks earlier. West of Divka towards Umansky direction, that is west of Tonenko. In southeast direction, Russian Federation is consolidating position and its army has made some advance. Semyonovka, that is west of Orlivka, Russian army made some advance towards the southern outskirts of it, trying to circumvent where it controls almost 70%. As far as Berdichi is concerned, where it holds now almost 85% plus, Russians advanced despite Ukrainians' counter-attack from Novobakhmutovka direction on its flank. North of Berdichi, that is Novokalinovo, before Bakhmutivka, the Russians have entrenched themselves from the southeast direction, however no gains at this moment. As per Ukrainian channels, Russian army has destroyed the bridgehead of Ukrainians on the western bank of Durna River and trying to establish themselves there, though not able so far. And of course, the aim is to advance towards Okeretino past Novokalinovka. Bakhmut on Krasnoye directions, Russians have advanced on the western outskirts almost 300 meters, while in Chasiv Yar, Ukrainians' counter-attacks on the eastern outskirts did not succeed, and they are still holding Kalinova, where Russians are trying desperately to gain position. Bogdanovka, once again, as per informations, Russians have by and large taken over the entire city. However, the confirmation is still pending. In southern flanks of Bakhmut towards Klishivka, no changes. In North Soledar-Siversk region towards Vimivka direction, no changes, while towards Belgorovka, Russians made some advance from the southern on the quarry side. North in Terny, heavy fight is continuing in the eastern outskirts, or you can say close to the village. Further up in Sinkivka, heavy fight continuing, no changes. Interdiction missions, Russians continuing hitting many targets in Ukraine. Like yesterday night, they hit Poltova, Lviv, Odessa, Khmelnytsky, Zaporizhia with UAVs and even used missiles and FABs with UMPC in Kharkov Sumy. From Ukrainian side, they are continuing as before. No changes in their tactics or strategy. Palestine Israel Middle East situation remains by and large same. Israelis defense forces have not started their so-called offensive against Rafah. In the meantime, Israeli Minister of National Security Ben Gvir warned Netanyahu that he will not remain in power if he finishes war before attacking in Gaza South, that is Rafah operation. Iran is yet to start its so called retaliation, which seems to be slowly going down. But let us wait and watch. It opened its new embassy in Syria after its first one was destroyed by the Israeli missiles, killing two of its brigadier general and one senior diplomat, and few others. The protests by various organizations and people world over against the massacre or genocide by the Israeli forces in Gaza Strip is continuing, and also it is spreading against their own government's arms supply to Israelis as well as to Ukraine. They do not want their money, hard earned money, to be given away for the war, which is inching towards Third World War. And of course, we know farmers and workers are fighting for their own causes globally. In India, as far as the election is concerned, the situation is heating up and is taking dirty and ugly direction with opposition leaders being put behind the bar. They nothing like free and fair election. And this is by and large happening world over, but as far as India is concerned, it is on larger scale. Thank you, friends. That's all.